There's no shortage of disturbing secrets hidden in games, especially in non-horror related games. It's surprising how many hidden dark undertones there can be. From a group of children haunting near Crystal Lake in World of Warcraft while running in the shape of a pentagram, to a puzzle game with some similar demonic undertones. Let's get into them. 2005's Psychonauts, a fun, hearty game where you play as an in-training psychonaut, helping people overcome their fears and bad memories. With that concept, we'll be covering a sad and disturbing memory. During the mission at Mia's dance party, you can find a hidden entrance by making your way up several platforms to a secret room. The entire time you get deeper into these memories, Mia tries to stop you. You'll eventually discover the backstory of Mia through a memory vault. You find out there was a fire at her orphanage and she wasn't able to save any of the kids. If that wasn't sad enough, there's a chest you can jump into, leading you into this depressing room. With a fiery cage and the ghost of children, you can hear them hammering on about the pain. Listen to some of the dialogue. Pretty damn creepy for a lighter game than some of the others on this list. 2004's World of Warcraft. We all know the popular open world MMO. Early in the game is a city called Goldshire, which is right on the path right before you reach Stormwind, and the town is a group of children often called the Creepy Children. At 7 AM, the children spawn at their house at Crystal Lake. They travel around the surrounding area of their house to several locations in the shape of a pentagram, while constantly switching positions when walking. At 7:40, they finish wandering and head back to their original house. They can be found here in the upstairs room, and as you enter, the music drastically changes when the kids are seen standing still in the center and corners of the room. There are several audio cues that you might hear. This includes a banshee screaming, a ghost call, Cthulhu saying "you will die" or "death is close," growling, and or a woman crying. All of this is a pretty creepy discovery, especially in the early years of WoW before we found out more info. I downloaded the trial to try to record this Easter egg, but I suffered for about a week due to my work schedule and realizing how inconsistent it is and how much it doesn't work. Now that it's ruined, I hope you have better success. 2015's Batman Arkham Knight is already a pretty dark game with some minor eeriness to it, but there are several missions surrounding a doctor, Kirk Langstrom, who spliced DNA and turned himself into a life-sized vampire bat monster, known as Manbat. You interact with him several times throughout the game, but the first time is while scaling a building on Mayagani Island. Fun little jump scare, right? Heading to the top of another building in the same district that you met him before, on October 31st, Manbat will give you once again a frightful surprise. Returning to GCPD, you'll be informed that Manbat had transformed again and escaped. As before, you had given him a serum and he was locked in a maximum security glass cell. Don't be surprised when he creeps on you again. Another detail is in his lab, where he killed his wife. On the mirror is the writing in blood, "Forever, my love." Her dead body also seems to be missing from the lab. In Please Don't Touch Anything, the 2D version from 2015 and 3D version from 2016. Both are short puzzle games with you in a single room. Both also have a few disturbing endings as well, which you can trigger with some very specific sequences of events. In the 2D game, you have a few number combinations until you have to form the shape of a pentagram on a button pad. Once completed, blood pours from the screen and you see a woman's face switching between hers and another more decayed one. There's another ending where you grab a hammer, smash the red button, and a bloody fetus whack-a-mole game starts. Now that's totally not creepy. In the VR or 3D version, you can activate the same first ending I showed with the pentagram, but there's slightly more blood and the audio seems to be more disturbing. The fetus ending is also there, not much changed besides the wiggling and texture being a little more creepy. Lastly, in the 3D version, there is an unseen puzzle, another series of number inputs, pentagram finding, smashing the clock and correcting the time to have all the hands point 666. The screen blurs, the lights flicker on and off, the room begins to pour blood through its cracks and screen while the text reads, "Is she here?" You hear breathing and a ghostly lady from the first ending standing on top of a pentagram behind you. 2004's Hitman Contracts, the sequel to Silent Assassin. During the mission, Traditions of the Trade, heading towards the right stairs from the entrance of the hotel, brings you to the closed wing of the hotel, and Murder Room. Heading into the closed wing, you can spot a ghost wandering the hallway, and at the end is some broken caution tape. Making your way into the room, 108, you can spot some clothes on the bed and a guard who seems to be taking a shower for some suspicious reason. He also seems to be pointing at the mirror. Taking a look, you'll see what he was pointing at. Creepy enough, the ghost. Finally, heading down the hall is another guard standing outside the murder room. Stepping in the room is a pretty bloody scene, especially in the restroom. Looking into the mirror, again, the ghost will be floating above the tub. Randomly stumbling upon the ghost in the halls is creepy enough, and seeing him in the mirrors, I would have for sure turned the game off when I was little. Funny enough though, you can kill the ghost, and if you look into the mirror, he won't be there anymore. The guards will also attack you if they spot the dead body. Along with this, if you haven't killed him, shooting at the spot that he stands at, it'll bleed. Do with that as you will if you're too scared of him. 2013's BioShock Infinite has you playing as the protagonist Booker, who was sent to Columbia to retrieve Elizabeth from her capture. We all know BioShock has its fair share of dark and shocking moments. Well, if we jump into Burial at Sea, the DLC, we explore 2 episodes during the Fall of Rapture. In the second episode, during the Lute's boat scene, staring into the water, you see the dead bodies floating on the surface. There are a handful of videos and explanations, and one that seems likely is that this boat ride might be a parallel to the River of Styx. This is where the dead travel to meet Hades. All who can't pay the fare are set to wander the Styx for eternity. This shares a minor parallel to Elizabeth taking Booker through the Sea of Doors, which is a space in between all worlds, similar to the River of Styx. And another theory is that all the bodies in the water are Elizabeth, as she was killed multiple times in other worlds. There we have it, a handful of strange discoveries waiting to be uncovered. Some with more undiscovered truths, and others we know were just downright creepy. If you have any suggestions and comments, please leave them below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.